The receipt falls from Heath's jacket pocket as I'm gathering laundry, landing face up on our bedroom floor. $400 for a single night at the Belmont Hotel. Last Tuesday, when he was supposed to be in Seattle for a sales conference. My hands shake as I pick up the paper, its crisp edges cutting into my fingertips. The date burns into my vision like a brand. I know that hotel. It's downtown, 20 minutes from our house. I hear Mason's video game sounds drifting up from the basement, the familiar beeping and explosions that usually fade into background noise. But now each sound feels like a needle under my skin. I fold the receipt carefully, tucking it into my back pocket. Hey, beautiful. Heath appears in the doorway, fresh from his shower. Water droplets still cling to his neck, and he's wearing that easy smile that used to make my heart skip. What's for dinner? I was thinking pasta. My voice comes out steady, surprising me. How was your morning meeting? Good, good. Closed that Philip's account finally. He starts rummaging through his dresser. Though honestly, these local clients are getting harder to land. Maybe I should focus more on out-of-state business. Like Seattle, I think, the receipt burning against my hip. Speaking of travel, how was that conference last week? You barely mentioned it. Heath pauses for just a fraction of a second before pulling out a shirt. Same old corporate stuff. Boring presentations, rubber chicken dinners. You know how it goes. I watch him button his shirt in the mirror, his fingers moving with practiced efficiency. 15 years of marriage, and I've seen this routine thousands of times. But now I'm noticing things. The new cologne he's wearing, the way he's been going to the gym more often, how his phone is always face down these days. Mom, Mason's voice carries up the stairs. Can Owen come over tomorrow? He got that new game we were talking about. We'll discuss it at dinner, honey. I call back, my eyes still fixed on Heath's reflection. Speaking of dinner, I should start the water boiling. In the kitchen, I mechanically gather ingredients, my mind racing. The Belmont Hotel. $400. A Tuesday night. Each detail feels like another piece of a puzzle I never wanted to solve. Heath comes down just as I'm draining the pasta, wrapping his arms around my waist from behind. His touch, once comforting, now makes my skin crawl. Smells amazing, he murmurs. I step away, busying myself with the sauce. Mason, dinner. We sit around our kitchen table, the one Heath and I picked out when we first moved in. Mason chatters about his game. Heath checks his phone between bites, and I push pasta around my plate, tasting nothing. Oh, by the way, Heath says, not looking up from his screen, I might need to head to Portland next week. Big potential client. The fork freezes halfway to my mouth. Portland. Another hotel, another receipt, another lie. I set the fork down carefully, studying my husband's face as he types something on his phone. There's a small smile playing at the corners of his mouth, one I've never seen before. Actually, I hear myself say, we should talk about your travel schedule. After dinner. Heath glances up, meeting my eyes for the first time since we sat down. Something flickers across his face. Uncertainty? Fear? Before that practiced smile returns. Sure, honey, whatever you want. Mason looks between us, sensing the tension. I force a smile and ask him about his game, but my mind is already racing ahead, mapping out conversations and confrontations, planning moves and counter-moves. The receipt feels heavy in my pocket, like the first stone in an avalanche that's about to begin. After sending Mason to school, I spend the morning digging through Heath's credit card statements. Each transaction feels like another betrayal. Expensive restaurants I've never been to, boutique shops where the prices make me wince. The Belmont wasn't a one-time thing. My phone buzzes. Heath. Can't make it to Mason's game tonight. Client emergency. I type back. He's been practicing all week for this. Then delete it. Send instead. Okay. The doorbell rings, startling me. Through the peephole, I see a delivery man holding an elaborate flower arrangement. Not for me. The card reads Serafina in flowing script. Wrong address, apparently. My fingers itch to open it, but I sign for the delivery and set it aside. Heath will have to deal with his own mistakes. At Mason's soccer game that evening, I spot a woman I've never seen before, standing at the far end of the field. expensive clothes, perfect hair, watching our son with unusual interest. Something about her stance makes my stomach clench. Mom, Mason waves from the field. Did you see that save? I force a smile and cheer, but my eyes keep drifting back to the woman. She's gone before halftime. Great game, buddy. I tell Mason afterward, ruffling his hair. Ice cream? Can we wait for Dad? He said he might make it for the second half. He got caught up at work. The lie tastes bitter. But hey, more sundae toppings for us, right? At the ice cream shop, Mason picks at his dessert. Jake's parents got divorced last month, he says suddenly. He says his dad has a girlfriend now. The spoon freezes halfway to my mouth. That must be hard for Jake. Yeah. Mason swirls his ice cream into soup. His dad missed his birthday party. My phone lights up with a text from Heath. Running late. Don't wait up. Mom, Mason's voice is small. Are you and Dad okay? Before I can answer, a laugh from outside the shop catches my attention. Through the window, I see Heath walking past with a woman, the same one from the soccer field. His hand rests on the small of her back, intimate and familiar. They haven't noticed us. Mom, Mason turns to look, but I grab his attention. Hey, want to try some of mine? The mint chip is really good. That night, after Mason's asleep, I hear Heath's key in the lock. He smells like expensive perfume and whiskey. You missed a great game, I say from the darkness of the living room. He jumps. Jesus, Lila, why are you sitting in the dark? Serafina seems nice. The name drops like a stone between us. Does she like soccer? Heath's face hardens. Have you been following me? Didn't have to. She came to watch my son play. My voice stays steady, even as rage builds in my chest. Our son. It's not what you think. The flowers came here by mistake. I gesture to the arrangement. You might want to update her delivery address. He runs a hand through his hair, unnervous, till I used to find endearing. Look, things haven't been great between us. Save it. I stand up. I've already called a lawyer, but we need to tell Mason together. He deserves that much. You're overreacting. We can work this out. Can we? Because I saw you tonight, Heath. The way you looked at her. I swallow hard. You never look at me like that anymore. The silence stretches between us, filled with 15 years of memories turning sour. Finally, Heath grabs his keys. I need some air. Of course you do. I head upstairs, pausing on the third step. By the way, Mason asked about Jake's parents getting divorced today. Funny timing, isn't it? I don't wait for his response. In our bedroom, I start packing a bag, my hands steady despite everything. The woman at the soccer field keeps appearing in my mind, watching my son, marking her territory. Well, two can play at that game. The Children's Hospital Foundation Gala wasn't where I expected to find Serafina Kane, but there she is, holding court near the champagne fountain. Her laugh carries across the ballroom, drawing attention like a magnet. My mother squeezes my arm. Breathe, honey, Evelyn whispers. Remember why we're here? Right. The hospital's new pediatric wing. The reason I spent 3 months organizing donor lists and seating charts. Not to watch my husband's mistress charm potential investors in a dress that probably costs more than my car. Lila Merrick? A tall man approaches, hand extended. Owen Lark. I'm heading up the architectural team for the new wing. I shake his hand, grateful for the distraction. The designs are incredible, especially the rooftop garden concept. Mom, Mason appears beside me, tugging at his tie. Can I go to the game room? They have the new. He stops mid-sentence, eyes fixed across the room. I follow his gaze to see Heath walking in, making a beeline for Serafina. My son's face crumples with confusion as he watches his father kiss her cheek. Mason, I start, but he's already moving through the crowd. I'll go, Evelyn says, following him. Owen shifts uncomfortably. I should probably stay, I say, surprising myself. Please. I could use a friendly face right now. Serafina spots me, whispering something to Heath. They approach, her arm linked through his like they're attending their own wedding. Lila, darling. Her voice drips honey. Heath mentioned you organized this lovely event. The Children's Hospital, such a worthy cause. Yes, well, some of us think about more than just ourselves. The words slip out before I can stop them. Heath's jaw tightens. Where's Mason? Probably wondering why his father is here with another woman instead of his family. Serafina laughs, the sound like breaking glass. Oh, Heath told me how bitter you've been about the separation. But really, darling, scenes like this don't help anyone. Separation. I look at Heath. Is that what you're calling it? Lila, not here. No, please tell me more about our separation. Tell me about the nights at the Belmont, the flowers, the restaurants. Tell me about showing up at our son's soccer game like some twisted audition for his new mother. Owen steps closer, his presence steady behind me. Serafina's eyes flick to him, something calculating in her gaze. Moving on already, Lila? How? Predictable. That's enough. Heath grabs her elbow. We're leaving. Why? I step forward. Stay. Explain to our donors how you're abandoning your family for someone who sees you as nothing more than a stepping stone to better business connections. Serafina's smile falters. You don't know anything about us. I know everything about you. The failed startups, the burned investors, the lawsuits. Did you tell Heath about those? Or just about the ones you won? The color drains from her face. Behind me, I hear Owen stifle a laugh. You're making a scene, Heath hisses. No, I'm making a point. Stay away from my son. Both of you. I turn to leave, but Serafina grabs my arm. He chose me, Lila. Accept it. Mom, Mason stands there, watching us, my mother behind him with tears in her eyes. The room seems to freeze. Heath steps forward, reaching for our son, but Mason backs away. I want to go home, he says quietly. I walk to him, wrapping an arm around his shoulders. He's shaking. Of course, honey. We can go. As we leave, I hear Serafina's voice. Heath, aren't you going to? But we're already moving through the crowd, my mother and Owen flanking us like guards. Outside, the night air hits my face, and I realize I'm shaking too. Not from fear or sadness, but from something else. Something that feels dangerously like power. Mom, Mason looks up at me. Are we okay? I pull him closer, catching Owen's concerned glance, feeling my mother's hand on my back. We will be, I promise. We will be. Mason's phone buzzes for the third time during dinner. He glances at it, then quickly turns it face down. No phones at the table. I remind him, but something in his expression makes me pause. Everything okay? Fine. He pushes his posture around. Can I go to Dad's this weekend? He's taking me to that new water park. The water park we'd planned to visit together next month. I thought we were going to. Serafina got VIP passes. He says her name casually, like he's known her forever. She says they have this awesome new slide that... The fork slips from my hand, clattering against the plate. You've been talking to Serafina? Mason's face closes off. She's nice, Mom. She helps me with math homework sometimes when I'm at Dad's. The room tilts sideways. Math homework. While I've been working late, trying to keep our lives stable, she's been playing tutor to my son. How long has this been happening? He shrugs, reaching for his phone again. It lights up with another message. Mason. My voice sharpens. Show me the phone. You can't tell me who to talk to. He clutches it to his chest. Dad says you're just jealous because Serafina's successful and you're stuck in the same boring job. The words hit like a slap. Before I can respond, the doorbell rings. Owen stands on the porch, holding a folder. Sorry to drop by unannounced, but I found something about Serafina you should see. Mason bolts upstairs, his door slamming as Owen spreads documents across my kitchen table. Business records, court filings, news clippings. She's done this before, Owen explains. Finds successful men, usually married, uses their connections to boost her businesses, then leaves them bankrupt when things go south. My eyes catch on a photo, Serafina, with another family, another child. These are from 3 years ago. Different city, different name. Owen taps the article. The kid was 12 too. A text lights at my phone. Heath asking for Mason's shoe size. For water park sandals, probably. I imagine Serafina shopping with them, playing happy families with my son. Mom, Mason appears in the doorway, backpack in hand. Dad's here to pick me up. Through the window, I see Heath's car idling in the driveway. Serafina sits in the passenger seat. Mason wait, but he's already moving past me. Let him go, Owen says quietly. We need to be smart about this. I watch through the window as my son climbs into the back seat. Serafina turns, saying something that makes him laugh. The same laugh he used to share with me over inside jokes and silly stories. She's not just taking my husband. I realize. She's taking my whole life. Owen gathers the documents. There's more. Her company's in trouble again. Major investors pulling out. Heath doesn't know it yet, but he's about to lose everything, including Mason. I turn from the window. Unless we stop her first. Lila. Owen's voice is careful. What are you thinking? I pick up one of the articles, studying Serafina's previous victim, a man who lost his business, his home, his family. I'm thinking it's time to make some calls, starting with her former investors. That could get messy. She's poisoning my son against me. My hands shake as I gather the papers. Messy doesn't scare me anymore. Owen watches me, concern mixing with something else in his expression. Just be careful. Don't let revenge cost you what you're trying to protect. But as I look at the empty chair where Mason should be sitting, at his half-eaten dinner growing cold, I realize some costs are already too high. Serafina Kane isn't just playing games with my family, she's declaring war. And I'm done playing defense. The email from Serafina's former business partner arrives at 3 a.m. I've been awake anyway, scrolling through Mason's social media, watching my son's life unfold in photos where I don't exist. Serafina teaching him to ski. Heath and Mason at expensive restaurants. The perfect little family she's building on the ruins of mine. She'll destroy everything, the email warns. Not just the money, the relationships, the trust, everything. Get out while you can. My phone rings, startling me. Mason. Mom. His voice sounds small, younger than 12. Can you come get me? I'm already grabbing my keys. What's wrong? They're fighting. Really bad. About money, I think. Dad threw something and a crash in the background. Please. I break every speed limit getting to Heath's new condo. Mason's waiting outside, huddled on the steps in his pajamas. Through the open window above, I hear Serafina's voice, sharp as broken glass. You promised me that investment would come through. Do you know how much I've lost because of you? Mason climbs into my car, clutching his backpack. Can I stay with you tonight? Of course, honey. I resist the urge to speed away, to protect him from whatever's unfolding upstairs. Want to talk about it? He shakes his head then. Serafina's different now. She gets mad a lot. Dad, too. At home, I make hot chocolate while Mason settles on the couch. His phone keeps lighting up with texts from Heath, from Serafina. He ignores them. Remember when we used to do this? He wraps his hands around the mug. When I couldn't sleep? Every thunderstorm. I sit beside him, careful to leave space. You'd count the seconds between lightning and thunder. Serafina says that's baby stuff. He stares into his chocolate. She says I need to grow up faster. The familiar rage rises, but before I can respond, my phone buzzes.
Owen.
Her company's imploding. His text reads, "Board meeting tomorrow. You should be there." Mason's phone lights up again. Heath calling now. He lets it ring. They were talking about selling the lake house, he says quietly. Dad signed something for her business, and now. The lake house, where Mason learned to swim, where we spent every summer, where Heath proposed. That's not going to happen. The words come out harder than intended. How do you know? Because I've spent weeks building a case against her. Because Owen's contacts at the investment board are ready to expose her pattern of fraud. Because tomorrow, her carefully constructed world will shatter. But looking at Mason's tired face, I realize revenge won't heal what's broken here. Mom, he shifts closer, like he used to during thunderstorms. I'm sorry I said those things before, about you being jealous and boring. It's okay, honey. No, it's not. His voice cracks. She made it sound so cool at first, like we'd be this amazing new family. But now Dad's always angry, and she keeps talking about sending me to boarding school, and I just want. He stops, shoulders shaking. I pull him close, feeling his tears soak my shirt. My phone buzzes again. Owen sent the board meeting details, the evidence we've gathered, everything needed to destroy Serafina Kane tomorrow. But Mason's breathing is evening out, his body heavy with sleep, trusting me to keep him safe. Like I used to. Like I always should have. I text Owen back. Need to handle this differently. For Mason, his response is immediate. Whatever you need. I'm here. Outside, thunder rumbles. Mason stirs but doesn't wake. I start counting seconds automatically, a habit from all those stormy nights, realizing some patterns are worth keeping. And some cycles of hurt need to end, not with revenge, but with repair. Tomorrow will come with its own storms. But tonight I hold my son and plan a different kind of justice, one that might actually heal what's broken. The lake house looks smaller somehow, its windows dark against the setting sun. Mason's old tire swing hangs motionless as Heath signs away 15 years of memories to cover Serafina's debts. You don't have to do this, I tell him, watching him initial each page without reading. We can find another way. There is no other way. His hand shakes slightly. She just needs time to sort out the business. Once the new investors. There are no new investors, Heath. I slide Owen's report across the table. She's done this before. Multiple times. He pushes the papers back without looking. You're just trying to poison everything good in my life. Like always. Dad. Mason appears in the doorway, clutching his old fishing rod. Can we go out on the lake one last time? Before. Sorry, buddy. Serafina's waiting at the lawyer's office. Heath stands, gathering the sale documents. Maybe next summer we can. There won't be a next summer here. Mason's voice cracks. You're selling everything for her, just like the college fund. Heath freezes. Who told you about that? I heard you fighting. Mason's knuckles whiten around the fishing rod. You said you had to borrow from my account because her business needed cash. You promised you'd pay it back. The room goes still. I look at Heath, really look at him, seeing the new lines around his eyes, the expensive watch that can't hide his trembling hands. Mason, go wait in the car. I say quietly. No. He hurls the fishing rod across the room. I hate this. I hate her. And I hate you for letting her ruin everything. He storms out, screen door slamming behind him. Through the window, I watch him run down to the dock where he learned to fish, where Heath taught him to swim, where our family used to be whole. His college fund? My voice sounds distant, cold. Really, Heath? It's temporary. Once the deal closes. There is no deal. I pull out my phone, showing him the email from Serafina's former partner. She's already moved most of the money offshore. By tomorrow, she'll be gone. Just like last time. And the time before that. You're lying. But his face has gone pale. She loves me. She loves Mason. She loves what you can give her. And now that's gone too. His phone buzzes Serafina, demanding to know where he is. He stares at the screen, then at the lake house papers, then through the window at Mason. I can't lose her, he whispers. You already lost everything else. He leaves without another word, sale documents clutched to his chest like a shield. I watch him drive away, wondering how the man I loved for 15 years became this stranger who would sacrifice his son's future for a con artist's lies. My phone rings, Owen. The board meeting's starting, he says. Serafina's there. If you want to stop this. It's too late. I watch Mason on the dock, his shoulders shaking. He gave her Mason's college fund. Silence on the line. Then, I'll have my lawyer draw up emergency custody papers with the financial fraud evidence. No. I think of Mason's face when he threw the fishing rod, all that hurt and betrayal. More legal battles won't heal that. I need to try something else first. Lila. Trust me. I hang up and walk down to the dock, sitting beside Mason. The lake stretches before us, reflecting the dying sun like shattered glass. "Remember when you were 6, I say softly, and you fell off the stalk? You were so scared, but you knew how to swim. You just needed to remember you were strong enough." He wipes his eyes with his sleeve. "What do we do now, Mom?" I pull him close, feeling his heart race against mine. We remember we're strong enough. Behind us, the tire swing moves slightly in the breeze, casting a shadow that looks almost like a noose. The investment board meeting erupts into chaos when I walk in with Mason. Serafina's perfectly composed face cracks for just a second before her smile returns. "Lila, darling, this is a private meeting." Her voice carries that familiar honey-sweet tone. And Mason should be in school. He needs to hear this. I guide Mason to a seat, noting how Heath won't meet either of our eyes. Everyone does. The board members shift uncomfortably as I connect my laptop to the projector. Serafina's previous victims appear on screen: the ex-husband in Seattle, the business partner in Chicago, the family in Boston. All their stories, their losses, their shattered lives. "This is harassment," Serafina stands, smoothing her designer dress. "Heath, tell them." "About my college fund?" Mason's voice cuts through the room. "Or about the lake house?" Heath flinches like he's been struck. Serafina's smile doesn't waver, but her hands betray her, crushing the paper cup she's holding. "Mason, sweetie, those are temporary arrangements. Once the new funding comes through, there is no new funding." I pull up the offshore account transfers. Just like there wasn't any in Seattle, or Chicago, or Boston. It's the same pattern, isn't it? Find a successful man, preferably married with children. Isolate him from his family. Drain his assets. Move on. The board members lean forward, murmuring as they study the evidence. Serafina's lawyer whispers urgently in her ear, "This is ridiculous." She laughs, but it sounds hollow. "Heath, tell them about our plans. The expansion, the merger." "The merger that fell through last week?" Owen steps into the room, holding more documents. "Or the one that never existed?" Heath stands suddenly, knocking over his chair. "You said those deals were confirmed. You said." "She says a lot of things, Dad." Mason's voice trembles slightly. "Like how you'd buy back the lake house. Like how we'd be a better family." Serafina's smile finally cracks. "You ungrateful little..." "Don't." My voice could freeze hell. "Don't you dare speak to my son." She turns to Heath, reaching for his hand. "Baby, they're trying to turn you against me. After everything we've built." Built. I project the final document: Heath's empty bank accounts, the drained college fund, the mortgaged house. "You haven't built anything. You've destroyed everything he had. Everything we had." The board chairman clears his throat. "Ms. Kane, in light of these allegations." "Allegations." She laughs again, higher this time, desperate. "This is just a bitter ex-wife's revenge fantasy." "Heath, tell them." But Heath is staring at the numbers on screen, at the proof of his son's stolen future. Something breaks in his expression. "The lake house was my grandfather's," he whispers. "Mason learned to swim there." Serafina's mask shatters completely. She grabs her purse, heading for the door, but security blocks her path. "This isn't over," she hisses at me. "You think you've won? You've got nothing but a broken family and a kid who'll hate you both." "No." Mason stands, walking to my side. "I know exactly who broke our family, and it wasn't Mom." The security guards lead Serafina away as she shrieks about lawyers and lawsuits. The board members file out, leaving just our fractured family and Owen. Heath approaches slowly, like a man walking to his execution. "Mason, I'm so sorry. I thought." "I know what you thought." Mason's voice is older, somehow harder. "But Mom never stopped fighting for me, even when I was awful to her, even when I believed Serafina's lies." He turns to me, and for a moment I see my little boy again, the one who needed me to check for monsters under his bed. "Can we go home now?" I nod, taking his hand. Heath starts to speak, but Owen steps between us. "I think you've done enough," he says quietly. We leave Heath standing there, surrounded by the wreckage of his choices. Outside, The sun breaks through the clouds, and Mason squeezes my hand. "You okay?" I ask. He considers this. "No, but we will be." 6 months later, I stand in the kitchen of our new house, watching Mason and Owen argue good-naturedly over pancake toppings. The morning sun streams through windows that face east, my one non-negotiable requirement when house hunting. "Blueberries are clearly superior," Owen insists, sliding a plate across the counter. "That's because you're old," Mason retorts, drowning his stack in maple syrup. "Mom, tell him chocolate chips are better." I laugh, the sound easier now than it used to be. I'm staying neutral in this war. The doorbell rings. Through the window, I see Heath's car in the driveway. Mason tenses slightly, but keeps eating. "I can get it," Owen offers. "No, I've got this." I squeeze his shoulder as I pass. Heath looks older on the porch, more grounded somehow. The designer clothes are gone, replaced by familiar worn jeans and a work shirt. He holds up a fishing rod, Mason's old one from the lake house. "Found this while cleaning out the storage unit," he says. "Thought he might want it back." Through the window behind me, I hear Mason laugh at something Owen said. Heath's eyes drift toward the sound, then back to me. He seems happy. He is. Most days. I take the fishing rod. The therapy's helping. Both of us, actually. Heath nods, shifts his weight. I got a job offer. In Seattle." He rushes on before I can respond. "I'm not taking it. I won't leave him again. I just wanted you to know I had the choice this time. And I'm choosing him." "Good." The word comes out softer than intended. "Serafina's sentencing is next week," he says quietly. "I know. Are you going?" I think about the folder of evidence in my office, the hours spent helping prosecutors track her pattern of destruction. "No." I'm done looking backward. He starts to say something else, but Mason appears behind me. "Is that my old rod?" Heath's face lights up. "Yeah, buddy. Thought maybe, if you want, we could fix it up. The reel needs work, but..." "Mom and Owen are taking me fishing next weekend," Mason says. "At the state park. Maybe you could come? If Mom says it's okay." I feel the weight of their gazes. My son's hopeful, my ex-husband's careful. Through the kitchen window, I see Owen pretending not to watch, giving us space while staying close enough if needed. One day at a time, I tell them both. Mason takes the rod, studies it. The handle's loose. Owen has tools in the garage. "Want to see?" Heath follows Mason around the house, their voices fading as they discuss fishing knots and lure types. I return to the kitchen, where Owen's cleaning up breakfast. "You okay?" he asks. "Actually, yes." I lean against the counter, watching father and son through the garage window. "You know what Mason told me yesterday? He's been saving his allowance. Says he wants to help buy back the lake house someday." Owen raises an eyebrow. "Really? Not for Heath. For us. All of us." I smile at his surprised expression. His words, not mine. Smart kid. "Yeah." I watch Mason demonstrate something with a fishing rod, Heath nodding intently. He gets it from his mom. Owen laughs, pulling me close. Through the window, I see Mason smile, really smile, at something Heath says. "It's not perfect, this new reality we're building. There are still hard days, therapy sessions, moments when the past threatens to overwhelm us. But here in this kitchen, with the morning sun warming my face and the sound of my son's laughter drifting in from the garage, I realize something. Sometimes the best revenge isn't about destroying what hurt you. Sometimes it's about building something stronger from the ruins." "Mom," Mason calls. "Come look at this." I go to them, stepping into the future one day at a time, leaving the shadows of the past where they belong, behind us.